Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, jumpa lagi kita dalam sesi kali ini dalam siri yang ketiga. Saya Ustazah ZULFA binti Abdullah dari SMK Kampung Bahagia akan membincangkan dalam bidang sirah dan tamadun Islam pelajaran yang ke-17 buku teks Pendidikan Islam tingkatan 5 muka surat 177 iaitu Keunggulan tokoh-tokoh Islam. Tokoh yang ketiga, tokoh yang bernama Ahmad bin Ibrahim. Okey anak-anak, kita lihat standard pembelajaran kita pada hari ini. Standard pembelajaran yang pertama, 5.15.1 riwayat hidup tokoh. 5.15.2 sumbangan tokoh. 5.15.3 iktibar daripada keunggulan tokoh. Okey anak-anak, seterusnya kita lihat pula kriteria kejayaan. Di akhir pembelajaran, murid dapat yang pertama, menyatakan riwayat hidup tokoh. Yang kedua, menghuraikan sumbangan tokoh. Yang ketiga, menerangkan iktibar tokoh. Okey anak-anak, jom kita kenali siapakah tokoh yang bernama Ahmad bin Ibrahim. Jom kita lihat riwayat hidup tokoh. Okey, nama penuh tokoh ialah Ahmad bin Muhammad Ibrahim. Tarikh lahir beliau ialah pada 15 Mei 1916. Tarikh meninggal dunia pula ialah 17 April 1999 Masihi. Gelaran yang diberi kepada tokoh ialah Profesor Emeritus Tan Sri Doktor. Hebat ya, Masya Allah. Orang Malaysia ni. Okey, seterusnya kita lihat pula pekerjaan tokoh. Tokoh adalah merupakan seorang pensyarah kuliah undang-undang di Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia atau lebih dikenali sebagai UIM. Dan tokoh juga merupakan seorang hakim mahkamah rayuan dan juga mahkamah syariah. Okey, seterusnya kita lihat pula ketinggian akhlak tokoh. Yang pertama, tokoh adalah seorang yang suka menyebarkan ilmu pengetahuan. Yang kedua, suka menjaga etika keadilan ketika mengendalikan kes perbicaraan. Dan akhir sekali kita lihat pula tahap pendidikan tokoh. Tokoh telah mendapat pendidikan daripada yang pertama Victoria Bridge School, yang kedua Raffles Institution Singapura dan Raffles Singapura College, dan yang ketiga tokoh telah mendapat pendidikan daripada University of Cambridge. Hebat Okey, seterusnya anak-anak, marilah kita sama-sama lihat sedikit video sisipan tentang tokoh Ahmad bin Ibrahim. Silakan anak-anak.
The reason he was chosen to be the Attorney General because of his intelligence, because of his understanding the law very well.
From prominent leaders to everyday heroes, our pioneers have all played an important role in transforming Singapore into the first world nation that it is today. These pioneers were ordinary people who went on to do extraordinary things. One such name is Tan Sri Dato' Professor Ahmad bin Muhammad Ibrahim, who was during his time the pinnacle of Singapore's legal landscape.
But I know for certain that Singapore Muslims and non-Muslims will seek his advice on especially in the law cases. So anything to do with law, Ahmad Ibrahim will be involved.
He was a brilliant scholar at St. John's. He'd gotten there not because he got special privileges, but he got there on merit. He won prizes and he became State Advocate General. And later on, when we became independent, he was first Attorney General.
A man who enjoyed the best of both worlds, Professor Ahmad Ibrahim perfectly embodied the interplay between Western thought and his own ethnic traditions. His unique outlook was evident even when he became Singapore's first Attorney General.
It should not be forgotten that our first Attorney General was in fact a Malay. And not a Malay who got there because he was given a boost with some Bumiputra policy. Someone who got there on his own steam, by his own intellect.
When Yusof Ishak, the first Yang di-Pertuan Negara, was sworn in, you know, the Chief Justice was there, the first Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew was there, and the Attorney General Ahmad Ibrahim as an Attorney General was there, and he was there with his songkok and his Malay dress, baju kurung. I've never seen him without songkok. Even when he was the Attorney General.
As Attorney General, several pieces of landmark legislation were directly drafted by Professor Ahmad Ibrahim. AMLA, or the Administration of Muslim Law Act, is one such example, with an impact that still echoes today.
As the first Attorney General of Singapore in a newly independent country, there was a lot to do. But he also took it upon himself to look upon the administration of Muslim law, and this he did. AMLA is kind of a unique legislation in the world, because if you look at other countries, they don't really have provisions for Muslim law.
AMLA is not generally well known beyond the Muslim community, but it sets up the Sharia courts, which has jurisdiction basically in Muslim family law areas.
It influences every aspect of Muslim life in Singapore, right from marriage to divorce to faraid, to the courts, to simple collection of zakat.
A pioneer who did wonders behind the scenes, Professor Ahmad Ibrahim was also the backbone behind other significant threads in Singapore's history.
Apart from anything else, as State Advocate General, he would have been there when we became independent. So he was involved in the negotiations. There was a very clear legal aspect to both merger and independence. And insofar as he was responsible, he would have contributed to the structure of society as we see it today. Certainly he would have advised the government on the legal aspects.
In 1949, the interreligious organization was formed. Now, one of the founders was Ahmad Ibrahim. And you can see the constitution, the first constitution. You must know the law in order to write from it. And obviously, he was the one who drafted it. And of course, it was agreed upon by all the religious leaders at that time.
To many, Professor Ahmad Ibrahim assumed iconic proportion. He was a luminary and a paragon of virtue that left a truly indelible mark. His ability as a legal draftsman and his contributions remain unsurpassed despite the many years that have since gone by.
I hope there is a better appreciation for not only his contributions, but the contributions of his generation. What they did during that time was completely groundbreaking. They gave of themselves everything for the community and for the country.
We do have among us, among Singaporeans who are brilliant, who has done something to be remembered, who has done a lot for Singapore. The unseen hands. Ahmad Ibrahim is always in the background, but he has helped in the formation of the independence of Singapore.
Professor Ahmad Ibrahim is someone we should be proud of. Someone who should not be forgotten and consigned to a footnote in history or a name on the board in AG's chambers, people should be aware that he was there.
To those who know Ahmad Ibrahim will know that he's a good man, he's a pious man, and he will always strive to do good, not for himself, not for his family, but for all mankind.
Okey anak-anak, kita sambung lagi sumbangan tokoh dalam tamadun Islam. Okey, yang pertama kita lihat sumbangan tokoh dalam hasil karya. Okey, yang pertama, tokoh telah menghasilkan buku undang-undang keluarga Islam di Malaysia seperti Undang-Undang Keluarga Islam di Malaysia dan Family Law in Malaysia. Okey, yang kedua, tokoh adalah merupakan pelopor jurnal hukum dengan menghasilkan buku-buku berkaitan dengan undang-undang di Malaysia seperti Sistem Undang-Undang Malaysia dan juga Islamic Law in Malaysia. Okey, kita lihat pula sumbangan tokoh dalam bidang perundangan. Yang pertama, tokoh adalah merupakan anggota panel pengasas kuliah di Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia. Yang kedua, tokoh adalah merupakan pengasas dan penggubal enakmen Undang-Undang Islam, Hudud dan Qisas di Kelantan pada tahun 1991. Okey, yang terakhir kita lihat pula sumbangan tokoh dalam bidang kehakiman, iaitu tokoh adalah merupakan hakim mahkamah rayuan dan juga hakim mahkamah syariah. Okey, anak-anak, kita lihat pula iktibar daripada keunggulan tokoh yang kita telah pelajari pada hari ini ya. Okey, yang iktibar yang pertama, sebagai umat Islam, kita hendaklah bersifat cekal menyebarkan dakwah Islamiah agar masyarakat dapat memahami Islam yang sebenar. Yang kedua, iktibar yang kedua, sebagai umat Islam, kita hendaklah mencontohi kegigihan tokoh dalam menuntut ilmu sebagai bukti kecintaan terhadap ilmu. Yang ketiga, iktibar yang ketiga, sebagai umat Islam, kita hendaklah berusaha menjadi insan yang berkualiti supaya dapat berbakti kepada masyarakat dan negara. Iktibar yang keempat, sebagai umat Islam, kita hendaklah menyebarkan ilmu dan kepakaran yang dimiliki agar dapat memberi manfaat kepada agama, bangsa dan negara. Dan iktibar yang terakhir sekali, sebagai umat Islam, kita hendaklah bekerjasama dalam pembangunan negara supaya negara dihormati di peringkat antarabangsa. Baiklah anak-anak, dengan sedikit latar belakang, akhlak, pendidikan dan sumbangan tokoh yang kita telah pelajari hari ini, hendaklah kita belajar bersungguh-sungguh untuk menjadikan diri kita bermanfaat kepada orang lain dan menaikkan martabat diri kita sebagai seorang Muslim dan juga menaikkan martabat seluruh umat Islam di seluruh dunia. Sekian dahulu untuk kali ini. Segala yang baik itu datangnya daripada Allah. Segala kekurangan dan kelemahan itu datangnya daripada Ustazah sendiri. Ustazah mohon ampun dan maaf. Sekian, terima kasih.